Friends, Americans, consumers of affordable goods, lend me your ears. Remember when then President Trump slapped tariffs on China? It was a classic art of the deal power move, but with slightly less hairspray and a lot more economic fallout. Trump's goal? Make America great again, of course, by shrinking the trade deficit, reviving American manufacturing, and bringing back jobs. The tariffs targeted everything from steel to washing machines to solar panels. Basically, if it was made in China and you could put it in your house or use it to build one, it got hit. The idea was simple. Make Chinese goods more expensive and Americans would buy American-made instead. Sounds good on paper, right? Except like a poorly assembled flat-pack furniture set, it didn't quite work out that way. Turns out those tariffs were like a boomerang thrown in a crowded room. They were meant to hit China, but they ended up whacking American businesses and consumers right in the wallet. And China? Well, they're not exactly known for backing down from a trade war. They retaliated with their own tariffs on American goods, kicking off a tit-for-tat that left everyone feeling bruised. Suddenly, American farmers who relied on exporting soybeans to China were facing a surplus they couldn't shift. Manufacturers who depended on cheap Chinese components saw their production costs skyrocket. Remember that washing machine you needed? The one that was suddenly $200 more expensive? Yeah, that was the tariffs talking. Turns out, slapping a tax on imports doesn't magically make American-made goods cheaper or more abundant overnight. Who knew? Those tariffs rippled through the economy like a bad burrito through your digestive system. Businesses had to make tough choices, eat the cost, pass it on to consumers, or find new suppliers. Spoiler alert, most of them passed the cost along to you, dear consumer. Suddenly, everything from cars to clothes to that avocado toast you love so much got more expensive. And let's not forget about the supply chain chaos. Remember the great toilet paper shortage of 2020? Yeah, tariffs played a starring role in that economic horror show too. Global trade is complicated, folks. Disrupt it with a trade war and you're gonna have a bad time. But while America was busy grappling with the unintended consequences of its trade war, another country was quietly reaping the benefits: Vietnam. You see, when American businesses started looking for alternatives to China, they found a country with a young, eager workforce, low labor costs, and a government that was all too happy to roll out the red carpet for foreign investment. Vietnam, once known primarily for its coffee and tragic history, was suddenly the hottest destination for companies looking to diversify their supply chains. It was like finding a $20 bill in your old jeans, except the $20 bill was a rapidly developing country with a strategic location and a knack for making things cheaply. Foreign direct investment poured in and factories sprung up faster than you could say faux. Samsung, Intel, LG, you name it, they all set up shop in Vietnam. The country became a manufacturing powerhouse, churning out everything from smartphones to sneakers to those tiny umbrellas that go in your cocktails. Section 4. Building a Tiger: Vietnam's Rise and Its Growing Pains. Vietnam's economic transformation has been nothing short of remarkable. They've gone from a war-torn country to a lower-middle-income country in a few short decades, and they're on track to become a high-income country by 2045. That's like going from playing hopscotch to winning Olympic gold in the economic development games. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Vietnam's rapid growth has come with its fair share of challenges. Infrastructure is struggling to keep up with the pace of development. Traffic in major cities like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi can be more of a parking lot than a road. And then there are the environmental concerns. Rapid industrialization has taken a toll on Vietnam's air and water quality. Section 5. The Future of Trade. A Shifting Landscape. So what does the future hold for Vietnam and the global trade landscape? Well, if there's one thing we've learned from all this, it's that trade wars are messy, unpredictable, and rarely achieve their intended goals. Global trade is a complex ecosystem, and disrupting it can have far-reaching and often unintended consequences. Vietnam is well positioned to become a major player in the global economy, but they'll need to address their infrastructure and environmental challenges if they want to achieve sustainable growth. As for the US and China, they're going to have to find a way to coexist and cooperate in this new, multipolar world. One thing's for sure, the global trade landscape is shifting and the next few decades will be interesting to say the least. Buckle up, folks, it's going to be a bumpy ride.